Welcome dear students, we are on the CEC Gurukul lectures. Today's lecture we are discussing the Cauchy's constant, the aim of the experiment to find out the angle of a prism, refractive index of a prism or Cauchy's constant of a prism by using the spectrophotometer. So this experiment we are discussing. Up to now we have discussed what is the theory, what is the principle, and what are the basic definitions which we required, what are the basic formulas we require. Now we discuss the procedure. What is the procedure to perform this experiment, to calculate the Cauchy's constant or find out the refractive index of a given material. So here on the screen we are having the spectrometer. Spectrometer on the front side we have the collimator and which is having the slit and light pass through this slit. So we use the light source, which is the mercury source which is in front of the collimator. From the mercury source light fall upon a collimator, then light comes through this collimator and fall upon a prism. Through this prism deviation will takes place, then through telescope we can get the spectrum. So this is the spectrometer, and which is having a prism table on which prism is mounted. So this is the basic arrangement. What is the procedure to perform this experiment? As this experiment we calculate the refractive index and angle of the prism. So here on the telescope adjustment, what we do, we use the spectrometer. We arrange the prism table in a horizontal position by using the leveling screws or by using the level sprit. We use the leveling screw and we adjust the horizontal positions of three parts like collimator, prism table and the telescope. It must be on the horizontal level. The telescope is tuned towards the distant object to receive a clear and the sharp image. So the light from the source should directly fall upon a collimator, and here on the collimator we are having a slit. So the light comes from the collimator must fall parallelly on the prism, then through this telescope we can get the sharp image. As we are using the white light, so the center bright we will get. Now the slit is illuminated by a sodium vapor lamp or the mercury lamp. The slit and the collimator are suitably adjusted to receive the narrow vertical image of the slit which comes from the collimator and pass from the prism. The telescope is tuned to receive the direct ray so that the vertical slit coincides with the vertical crosswire. As we all know, in the telescope we are having a crosswire. So the light slit should coincide with the crosswire of that telescope. So this is the adjustment of the spectrometer. In the next we will find out the angle of the prism. This is the procedure to measurement of the angle of the prism. Here on the screen we are having the position of the prism. Here see that the angle ABC, this ABC is a prism. The angle A of the prism must be in front of the collimator. So collimator C, from the collimator light fall upon a prism. Here on the left hand side we are having the telescope T1 and on the right hand side we have the telescope T2. Means we can telescope T1 T2 means we can rotate the telescope T1 and T2 accordingly to get the output on the left hand side, on the right hand side. But if it on the straight line, then we can get the single slit. So the aim of this figure is that we use the we just want to show the position of the prism on the prism table. Like the position of A should be in front of the collimator. Here you see A, B are the phase for the telescope T1. Here AC is the phase T2 for the telescope T2, means when to change the position. Now what is the procedure? We determine the least count of the spectrometer first. Then we place the prism on the prism table with the refractive angle A towards the collimator with its refractive edge A at the center. In this case, some of the light falling on each face will be reflected and can be received with the help of telescope. We can get the reflected light to get the angle of prism. Now the telescope is moved to one side to receive the light reflected from the face AB, and cross wires are focused on the image of the slit. The reading of the two verniers are taken, as we are having two verniers on the left and right hand side. So V1 and V2 we will note down. After that, the telescope is moved in the other side to receive the light reflected from the face AC, and then again we put focused on the cross wire, and then we can get the reading of the two vernier scales. Now in the angle of prism, the angle through which the telescope is moved, that we will calculate, or the difference of two position gives twice of the refractive angle A of the prism. Therefore half of this angle gives the refractive angle of the prism. So we can calculate the angle of minimum angle of the prism. Now here the next one is the measurement of the angle of the minimum deviation. Now you see the position of the prism. Here the position of the angle A is changed. Now the one of the face of the prism must be in front of the collimator C, and from here light fall upon one of the face of the prism. Then we can get the angle of minimum deviation at a particular angle, as you see the position of T1 here, where we can get the, and T2, we have the two position of the prism T1 and T2, angle of minimum deviation, where we see that through the dispersion we can get the various color. Then to get the angle of minimum deviation in the experiment, after getting the spectrum, we rotate the prism table in such a manner so that the spectrum will go and it will come back at the same position. Then we start to take the reading. So these are the two positions. What are the steps? We place the prism so that its center coincide with the center of the prism table, and light fall upon one of the polished face and emerge out of the another polished face after refraction. And this telescope is tuned to view the refracted images of the slit on the other faces. The vernier tables is slowly turned in such a direction that the images of the slit is more directed towards the directed ray, and that is in the direction of the increasing decreasing angles we will get. The direction of decreasing angle of the deviation we will note that is the angle of minimum deviation, as the light fall upon a prism, and then it will emerge out with decreasing angle of the deviation, that is the angle of minimum deviation, and then we will note both the readings through the two vernier scales. Now in the third step, if we will find that the certain position the image is stationary for the some moment, then vernier table is fixed at a position where the image remains stationary. We should not move. Using the telescope, no adjusting slider, and make coincide with the slit of the cross wire. We note the corresponding main scale reading and vernier scale reading in both the vernier 1 and 2. Now in the next step, we carefully remove the prism from the prism table. Then we turn the telescope parallel to the collimator, and then we note the direct ray reading so that we can get the angle. Find out the difference between the direct ray reading and the deviated reading. This angle is called the angle of minimum deviation, and that is defined by the del m. Del m we can calculate for the various light as we are having the various colors red, violet, yellow, then the similar value for angle of minimum deviation we can find out for the various colors. So refractive index of the material of a prism is determined by using the equation that we already discussed. And now what are the output we will get by using this experiment? We will first calculate the least count of the spectrometer. One main scale division of defined by the n, number of the division on the vernier, then we calculate the least count, that is n by b, it must be in the degree, and that we use to calculate the angle. Number 2, we find out the wavelength of light used. Then by using this we can find out the refractive index, angle of the prism, and then the refractive index. What are the precautions we have to use? The telescope and the collimator should be individually set for parallel rays. They must be in a straight line. Then slit should be narrow as possible so that we can get the good focused light. And the third one, both verniers should be read. The prism should be properly placed on the prism table for measurement of angle of prism as well as for the angle of deviation. And then we can calculate all the values if we follow these precautions. Now you see the table for the angle of the prism A that we will calculate. Here we see this is the vernier scale V1 and V2, both the readings we will calculate. Its main scale reading, its vernier scale reading, then we can calculate the total reading. MSR is the main scale reading, VSR is the vernier scale reading, TR is the total reading, which is vernier scale reading plus main scale reading. That is the first phase. On the right hand side, as we have seen in the angle of the prism, that on the left hand side, on the right hand side, both the phases we will calculate. So MSR, VSR for the first phase, MSR or VSR for the another phase we will calculate. That is the telescope reading. Now we take the difference of that is theta is equal to A minus B, that will be the A is equal to theta by 2. Now the difference we will calculate. Next, table for the angle of the minimum deviation. Similarly we will get the telescope reading, minimum deviation for the vernier scale V1, minimum deviation that we will calculate, then direct reading. Then we get the difference of these readings, that will give the theta that defined by the del m, that is difference. Similarly for the vernier scale V2, minimum deviation and direct reading, then we'll get the difference del m we can calculate. Now here on the screen we are having a graph. This is the graph between the angle of deviation and angle of incidence. What you are able to understand by using this graph? Here we are having I, del m, all the values are written here. So here you see that first it decreases, after that it increases. At a particular point we have a minimum angle that is defined by del m. You see on the screen that left hand side and right hand side del m for a particular value of the incident angle, that is the angle of minimum deviation del m, where we are having a minimum value of the angle. So the graph indicates that the angle of incidence increases, the angle of deviation first decreases to attain its minimum value, that is del m, and then increases as the angle of incidence increases. So this is the angle of minimum deviation. At a particular point we will get the angle of minimum deviation. What results we will get? First, angle of the prism we will calculate, that is A, angle of minimum deviation of the prism, that is del m, and then we can calculate the refractive index of a material of a prism. Refractive index of a prism. And the angle of minimum deviation we will calculate for all the light colors we received through the dispersion. So important result use of the Cauchy's equation. Cauchy's equation represent the curve in the visible region with considerable accuracy. And Cauchy's equation, from Cauchy's equation it is evident that the refractive index medium of the medium decreases with the increase in the wavelength of the light. Then it is used for precise determination of the refractive index of a most popular environmental pollutant gases. Then Cauchy's equation represent the curves in the visible region. By differentiating Cauchy's equation, we get the dispersion of a material, which show the results. What are the limitations of this experiment? The theoretical reasoning on which Cauchy based his equation was later shown to be false, so that it will be considered essentially as an empirical equation. And Cauchy's formulations cannot be easily applied to materials and semiconductors. It is for the glass, quartz, water, and transparent materials. The equation is only valid for the reasons of normal dispersion in the visible wavelength region. In the infrared, equations become inaccurate, so it cannot represent the regimes of the anomalous dispersion. So these are the limitations. In the Viva voice, the basic questions can be asked. Hope you are able to understand what is the aim of the experiment, what formula we have used, and what theory behind it, what principle behind it, and what is the procedure to perform this experiment. Then what are the precautions and what are the limitations of this experiment. Now in the Viva voice, what type of question can be asked? If we start with the number 1 question, then name the factors on which the angle of deviation depends on. Then what is the answer of that? The following are the factors on which the angle of deviation depends on. The angle of incidence, rightly said, because as we said the angle of incidence, then angles of the second is the refractive angle of the prism. Then refractive index of the material used in the prism. What type of material we are using? Means glass, quartz of the prism. So and the wavelength of the light ray, means we are using the sodium lamp or we are using the mercury lamp. So the following factors are on which the angle of deviation depends: angle of incidence, reflecting angles of the prism, refractive index of the material of the prism, and then the wavelength of light which we are using. And the next, how we define the angular deviation? Angular deviation is defined as a ratio of the angular dispersion of the two colors to produce the deviation by the prism. So this is the second question. In the third question, now define the name of the factors on which dispersive power depends. As we discussed, dispersive power basically is the refraction when the incidence and the emergent angle are equal, and on which factor it depends, the dispersive power. So dispersive power depends on the refractive index of a material used in the prism. How much dispersion we will get through this material, through any material. Like if we use a glass, then the dispersive power we will get, it depends upon the refractive index. In the next, name the colors with the highest and the smallest refractive index. As dispersion takes place, then we have the various colors like green, yellow, red and blue. So which color having the highest refractive index and which color has the smallest? So violet color, if we are using a prism, then the violet color has the highest refractive index, while the red color having the smallest refractive index. Another question, what precautions to be taken while performing the angle of minimum deviation in the prism experiment. What equation we use when we are calculating the angle of minimum deviation? So as this is a theoretically part, and if you are doing the experimental, then we try to get the match between the theoretical value as well as the experimental value. So we have to follow the following precautions. Number one, the angle of incidence should always lie between the 35 degree to 60 degree, and then we can get the good angle of minimum deviation. Next, we should fix the pins vertically. Then we should make sure that the distance between the two pins should not be less than 10 mm. So these precautions we have to follow. Arrowheads must be marked to represent the incident and emerging rays. We calculate the angles through the vernier scale in a very accurate manner, so that we can get the angle of incidence and angle of emergent. As we know that here we are having the various colors, and if we are using the if we are using the prism, then we have the spectrum which is very close to, the colors are very close to each other, which is the continuous spectrum we are getting through this prism. So it is very carefully put the cross wire on a particular color, and then we note the reading. We try to put this cross wire at the maximum intensity or a maximum or the brightest part of that color. If we say red, then the spectrum went, if we use a color red, then if we move towards the right, then its color will fade towards the right. But when this color start, as a red color start, then we put the cross wire on the starting color of the spectrum. Then we note down the reading. In the similar manner we follow for the other colors. Like for the yellow, we take the brighter part of the yellow color, then we put the cross wire there, then we note the reading. So in this manner we can find out the various readings. In the next, a similar angle of the prism should be used for all the observations. Always we use the thin pin pricks. Measurement of the angle may be wrong. It may be careful than accurate performing the experiment. Then what is another caution? What is the angle between the two surfaces of the prism? What is the angle of refraction of the prism? We know that the angle between the surfaces of the prism is known as the refracting angle of the prism, then when the light ray will pass through the prism. However, in the prism, a ray of light goes through the two refractions, and result is the deviation. So in this experiment, what we are getting? We are getting the emergent dispersion, emergent light in the form of the dispersion through the refraction, and then we calculate the angle of minimum deviation, and then we calculate the refractive index of a prism. So this is the experiment. The ray of light passing through the prism is parallel to the base of the prism. Then the angle of refraction inside the transparent material of the prism is equal to the half of the angle of the prism. So a prism bears a very small refracting angle, that is A. So A ray is an incident as on the face of the prism in such a way that the angle of incident I is very small, and then we can get the angle of minimum deviation. Thank you very much.